Aloha, and welcome back to Star Salvage. Today, I would like to modify 3 more ships for use in the Star Salvage scenario. 1 hover vessel, 1 small vessel, and 1 capital vessel. I did a search on the Steam Workshop for 3 ships from the most popular ships of all time. And here we are in creative mode, and our ships to modify today are on the side. These were the first three ships that I modified, and here is the second set of 4 ships, and here is the ones we're going to do today. We have the A40 Chaos by T-Rex 82 and HV. We've got the KARGO SSV by Red Baron and SV. And we have the Dive 1 by sulusdacor, CV. So links to all 3 of these blueprints can be found in the video description below. And whenever we find a ship in Star Salvage, they're going to look broken and dirty and damaged and missing parts and blocks. So we have to modify these ships to fit into the salvage theme of the game. So what I'm going to do is for each one, I'll do a time-lapse video transforming all 3. Then I'll come back and share lessons learned, and we'll celebrate. So let's go. Okay, we're done with the HV. So what you saw me do was remove random parts, especially valuable parts, because we don't often find those in the game. Then I destroyed randomly parts of the ship, and then I replaced some of the blocks with these destroyed blocks. I replaced some blocks with truss. I painted some dirt texture symbols on here just to give it the appearance of being weathered. So now I'm pretty happy with this. What I'll do is I'll remove the core here and save it after doing a quick one through just to make sure I might fix up any of these paint things. And then I'll save that accordingly to the game's naming standard. And then I'll start on the SV. Alright, for the SV, I went ahead and removed some key devices and blocks. I did some damage, I replaced blocks with damage blocks and truss, and then I did some painting. A couple of notes on this one. As usual, I struggle when I'm replacing normal blocks with destroyed blocks and trying to figure out the orientation and the correct block type. So that takes me a little bit of time, so hopefully over time I'll get better at that and recognizing, okay, this block is this shape, and then I need so-and-so destroyed block shape, if you will. So that's a little time consuming for me, so hopefully I'll get better at that and be a little quicker with it. Otherwise, I think this is good as is. I removed the core and I saved it according to the naming standard, which I'll cover in a bit. Now let's move on to the CV. And we're done with the CV. Again, I removed key devices, I did some damage, I did damaged blocks, truss, and did some painting. A lot of challenges on this one. Again, I'm trying to figure out these destroyed blocks and how to orient everything, so I've got to get better at that. Hopefully I can take a class with Jay Randall or Spange or Vermilion or one of the masters to teach me how to do it better. So yeah, I just tried to make it look banged up and destroyed, and like a CV you would find on this planet, but still able for the player to find it and either salvage it or fix it up, whatever they want to do. I had to take the CPU blocks out because in this scenario they are found in a specific location, and I can't keep those on the CV. You have to piece things together and go find and scavenge things. So yeah, so every room has damage or is missing blocks or has dirty paint or wide open windows. So the player has to do some work to get this fixed up, and that's all part of the fun and part of the challenge of this. So we're going to save this, we're going to look at it, and we're going to hit Alt-O. We're going to make sure to click this Save Damage States block because I've done that a couple times where I forget to do that. Because if you don't do that and you spawn it in, all the blocks, all the damage goes away and everything's at full health. So I'm going to name it this. This is my naming standard, SS_junk, either HV, CV, or SV, and then underscore with an abbreviated name. Just the same name that I find on the workshop. So I'm going to save that, and then I'm going to go back in, and I'm going to make sure that when you double click on it, I have the group name and the spawn name set correctly. So for the CVs, I have this group name CV Junk T1 and Junk Capital Vessel for the spawn name. So because the blueprint group name is what the scenario uses to determine the group of CVs that it's going to spawn random ships in the game. So if we set that, and then the Junk Capital Vessel, every CV that spawns in the game should have this name, Junk Capital Vessel, when it spawns instead of some other name. And then for the CVs, there's a blueprint ground offset. This means that it spawns above the ground and then it drops. You may have seen that in the scenario. So I'm going to set that, and the other things are blank for the CVs. So I've got my group name, my spawn name, and my offset set for this. I'm going to save it again just to make sure it's saved correctly. So actually I did forget one thing, and that is the core. Every CV in the game does not have a core. So let me remove that and then resave it. Look at it, Alt-O. I got the right one selected. I'm clicking that. I'm clicking overwrite. And now it is ready. So if we can test it by hitting tilde, typing in DI, and then we want to hit tab, go to our blueprints, select the one we just saved, spawn it. Spawn it in the game. It spawns as Junk Capital Vessel. Good. And it spawns without a core. If I look at it and hit P, it says no core. And I can see that my blocks are damaged using my multi-tool, or just visually because they're dented. So it's saved good. So now I can look at it, and there's an ID number up in the top right. And I can just get rid of this testing copy by hitting destroy, and the ID number, and it's gone. So I've saved it, I've converted it, I've tested it, and I'm good to go. So here we are, 3 more ships done. We're up to a total of 10. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next time. Have a great day.